Welcome to this session. How's everyone doing?
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. It would be lovely to see your videos on. Hi, Archana. Good to see you. Shimla? Okay, great. So I know a lot of people are busy with celebrating Karwa Chauth and all, and I got a lot of messages saying, "Why are you doing this session on Karwa Chauth evening?" I said, "Well, it is the World Mental Health Day, and so I'd like to do it on the day, and also because tomorrow I have another session, and then the whole idea was to just say." Uh, do it today. And of course, we will have the recording, and I will share the recording with anyone who wants to then view it separately. It's going to be a very short session. It's not very, it's not a very broad session, but I did want to speak on mental health. It's becoming an increasing issue amongst youngsters, old people, middle-aged people, people who don't consider them in any of these age categories. So in general, all the people is becoming, right, whether it's small kids or, like I said, older, younger people, younger, older people, whichever, it's becoming a thing. So I thought, why not talk about it? And also, since I come from the school of pranic healing, I thought it would be best to actually share some tips on how we can have a healthy mind using the energy or prana, which is life force and life energy. Right? So just a moment, I'm going to unshare. I would love it if you all can switch on your videos. That will be really nice for me, and put it in the chat box where you all are joining in from. It's also nice to know what, you know, what areas are you coming in from. The second thing I'd like to know is, with a show of hands, I think I'm going to ask a question. How many of you are not pranic healers? So people who are pranic healers, you know, just to get an idea, how many people are not pranic healers in this sense? So Gaurav is joining in from Chandigarh, Bangalore, Gujarat, Pune. You can also unmute yourself, by the way, okay? Yeah, Shimla, I know, Kolkata. I'm in Noida right now. Um, okay, great. And how many of you are not pranic healers? You've not done any Vishakhapatnam, great. How many of you not done any pranic healing workshop? No one? Everyone here has done pranic healing? Wow. All right. So anyway, just to let's start the session. Definitely not a healer, but you've done self pranic healing, of course. So then you have some idea about prana. So that's there. My idea was to check how many people have no clue about how pranic healing works and all that. But with every session, since we come from a school of energy, let us start with a small invocation. So I would like everyone to simply close their eyes. And in fact, first just start with a simple deep breathing to center your mind. Inhale and exhale slowly, and just simply center your mind. Bring your hands to your heart, or you can even keep them open, whatever you prefer. And to whichever supreme power that you believe in, whichever God you believe in, whichever guru you believe in, if you believe in multiple gurus, multiple gods, that's fine. Just silently invoke for the blessings. Lord, we humbly invoke for your blessings. We thank you for all the blessings. Thank you for blessing each one of us with good mental health, good physical, emotional health as well. Thank you for blessing this session and all the participants attending it live or attending it later on with a clear understanding of this topic, with healing wherever it's required, with happiness, joy, abundance, and prosperity. Thank you, thank you, thank you. In full faith, so be it. We also invoke to all the holy gurus, saints, archangels, holy angels, beings of light, all the invisible helpers, to our higher self. Thank you for all your blessings. Take a deep breath, smile, open your eyes. Welcome to the session. All right. So I'm going to share my screen. And of course, please give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen, and I will continue from there. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so this can be switched off. Okay, I don't know how to remove this. Yeah, I can still see this timer. Anyway, yeah, I'm gone. All right. So I think most of you know me, but in case you don't, my name is Nina, and I have worn different professional hats. I had really a very, very varied professional background. I started off as a medical student, decided I don't want to study medicine, shifted to physiotherapy. I've also done a course in naturopathy while I was waiting for this transition. I'm a postural alignment specialist. I have taught Italian in the university for more than 20 years. And I've dabbled in quizzes, food and wine events. And of course, I'm a pranic healer. So I'm also a pranic psychotherapist, certified pranic psychotherapist, and an instructor for several pranic healing workshops. Okay. And of course, my knowledge on prana, on energy, comes from the pranic healing school. And the mentor and the founder of our school, most of you know since you're pranic healers, but just a quick this thing, is Master Choa Sui, who was the founder of modern pranic healing and Hatha yoga. And the reason that I liked pranic healing is because he gave it in a very scientific, structured manner. So Master himself was a chemical engineer and a scientist. He was a businessman, a family man, a philanthropist, an author. His work, over the 20 years in which from the time when he gave the first pranic healing workshop till the time he passed on, actually spread to 120 countries in an era where there were no WhatsApp, no Gmail, no email, not as often, not as popular anyway. So he managed to do all of that in those 20 years. And of course, the work has continued to spread, and it's in almost, I think, 180 countries now, if I'm not wrong. But there's a huge body of work. Uh, he has written more than 20, he's authored more than 20 books, and he has more than 20 again, international certified
నేను
workshops.
ప్రానిక్ హీలింగ్ చేస్తున్నాను.
Okay. So just keep your mic on mute, Madhvi. Thank you. So my knowledge on energy essentially comes from Master Chua Sui, who's my teacher, who's my spiritual teacher. All right. But today we are here to speak about mental health. So before we go any further, another thing that I've borrowed from my teacher, which I like to say, and which is probably what hooked me into the school of pranic healing, Master would always say, you have to practice intelligent evaluation. And what is the meaning of intelligent evaluation? That you do not believe anything blindly. You evaluate for yourself what is correct, what is not correct, what makes sense for you or doesn't make sense for you. Also, not just intelligent evaluation is actually something we need to practice in every aspect of our life. Why am I doing what I'm doing? For example, why are you here? If I were to ask you that question, why are you here? If especially those of you who are pranic healers, I really want to know what is the motivating factor to come to a session like that, because I think most of the things that I'm going to share you will know from this school. Or if you do something, why are you doing it? At the same time, if you're not doing something, then you should intelligently evaluate, why are you not doing that something? What is the reason? So when we actually practice intelligent evaluation in practically everything that we do, what do we create? A lot of self-awareness. And when you are questioning yourself, of course, you have to be careful to be answering the question, why or why not, very, very honestly. Because a lot of times what happens is that the mind is very smart actually. It plays tricks. It tries to justify, it tries to give excuses. So when you develop a sharp mind, the ability to constantly practice intelligent evaluation will help you develop a sharp mind, which will help you actually uh, accurately perceive that you are giving yourself excuses. Because the excuses that we give for anything are usually given to ourselves and not really someone else. We might think we are giving an excuse to someone else, but a lot of times, at least in my work, when I'm also dealing with patients and all, and they are saying, oh no, but, I ask them, who are you giving the excuse to? And in my own practice, the moment my mind comes up with a but, the word but in itself is a warning sign. It rings a warning bell. Am I giving an excuse? Is it really true? You know? So already that has become a part of my daily practice, that the moment I want to do something, not do something, and my mind comes up with a but, I really pull myself away and then intelligently evaluate the but. And many times I've noticed that the but goes away. And the honest answer comes back, why I'm doing it, why I'm not doing it. Sometimes it's just laziness. And there again, I have to admit that it's laziness. Now, if I know it's laziness, I can do something about it or choose not to do something about it, but at least I know. So, in most of our workshops, in any of Master Choa's workshops, he would always ask us to practice intelligent evaluation. And I invite you to do the same even with this little session. It's not a workshop, it's just a little session where we're going to talk about mental health. So, my next question to all of you is, what, according to you, is mental health? Again, you can unmute or you can put your answers in the chat. What is mental health? A lot of people say it's the absence of any kind of mental illness. So we will talk about also the difference between mental health and mental illness. What, according to you, if you were to say, to tell someone, I am healthy mentally, and the person would ask you, what do you mean by that? What are the few words you might say that would describe that? Who is a mentally healthy person?
For me, mentally healthy means when we are able to handle the different situations in our life
Okay,
intelligently or with reasoning, and
wonderful.
we can make peace with it
Okay,
when we are
very
mentally.
good. What else? Anyone else? To be at peace in everything we do. Okay.
Think to be able to accurately perceive situations and respond instead of react, respond in a more wholesome way.
Okay. What else? There are no right or wrong answers, by the way, So I just want you to think, handling your emotions well. Okay. So to be at peace, to be able to handle your emotions. So effectively, what is mental health? It is a state of emotional, psychological, and even social well being. And it impacts people on different levels. It actually impacts how you think, how you feel, how you act. It also determines our capability to cope with stress, which is related to everyday life. Anyone who says there is no stress in my life is super, super lucky. Either that is one option or is lying. Okay. Because there are very few people who don't really have stress. Stresses in life are a part of life. It just happens. Maybe you don't have physical stress. Maybe you have some kind of financial stress. Maybe you don't have financial stress. There must be relationship stress. If there's no relationship stress, there could be still an emotional, mental stress. So um they're part of living life. Unless, like I said, unless you're in that group of super super lucky people, everybody has some kind of stress. Or there are those people who go and live absolutely, almost like in the Himalayas, and there's no friction happening around. But most of us have some kind of stress. So the ability to deal with all of that, relate to other people also, because we live in a society, so societal interrelationships and all that, and then, of course, to make informed choices. So all of that is part of mental healthness. It's a lot mental health. It's a lot more than the absence of a mental illness. And effectively, good healthy mind is crucial at practically every stage of life, whether you're a young child, whether you're in your teens, you come, beyond that. So a healthy mind actually allows us to be aware and to realize our potential, to do and make the right choices in our life. And then I always like to believe also to contribute to the community that we live in, which is a very important part. A part that a lot of us are beginning to forget. And I partially think that the current education system is to blame for that. We are becoming in many ways, there's a lot more knowledge and information on the internet, but there's a lot more loneliness in the society now. And that is because those interactions that used to be there are missing. Family support that used to be there is missing. So the whole dynamics of our society and communities have changed. A lot of people just simply live in their box, in their world with their internet and, all the social media and all that goes on. And they don't really have social skills. I've seen children like that now. More and more children are becoming like that because they don't really want to go and play with other children, but, just be on their phone. How many of you have noticed that? So and also parents are doing that. So they just hand the child a phone, and then the child is eating whatever, literally consuming whatever's there on the social media, not really getting real life experiences. I've noticed with some of the people who've been coming to me, the younger group I'm talking about, who are coming to me from the last few years, their expectations are totally unreal. And they have no clue about what real life is. And when that shift in the real life versus the real life comes in, it's a shock. And many people are not able to handle that shock. And then they go into depression, anxiety, blah, 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 blah. So I think an important component of emotional mental health is the ability to actually serve the community and contribute and intersocial skills. So intrasocial and intersocial skills within their own home, family members, close group, but also skills within the non-family members and close groups. The ability to just deal even with strangers, people you meet on a train, for example, things like that. So effectively, essentially, what are the components of mental health? First, there is emotional well-being. How well are you able to manage your feelings, your thoughts, emotions? Psychological well-being, of course, that will come into your belief system, the ability to think clearly, the ability to have a positive outlook towards the future. Negative outlook, of course, doesn't show mental health. A positive outlook, no matter what troubled times you're going through. And then, of course, social well being. So, the ability of a person to maintain positive relations, uh, and, like I said, to be able to communicate with the community. Now, from that, of course, the importance of mental health is obvious. You're able to cope with life, whether you are on your own, whether you're in a group, you're able to at least handle normal everyday life pressures. Of course, the definition of everyday life pressures might change, but a little bit of stressful situation here and there, the person is able to handle that without going into a panic attack, into an anxiety attack or state of, complete, they say, freeze, not able to do anything type of a thing. It will, of course, affect our productivity. So it allows you not only to cope with all these daily pressures, but it also allows your upscaling your skills, the ability to learn new things, the ability to work effectively, to reach your full potential, and at times the ability to completely let go and relax, which is again something that in many people today is lacking, because letting go and relaxing is not the same thing as uh, being totally unconcerned. You have to be able to be concerned about other members of the society, including your family, your friends, office colleagues, etc., etc., but also the ability to, sorry, my phone is just going on bing bing. So also the ability to let go and be at peace, like some of you said, to be completely at peace. And obviously, it will affect overall health. We come from a school of energy where we speak about the physical body having an energy body, which is the counterpart of the physical body. So if the energy body, the mental body, this emotional body is not well, it will have certain impact on your physical functioning as well. In fact, some of the latest researches, a couple of years I was reading, has shown that our state of mind actually affects literally the chemical composition of our blood. So when somebody is angry, when somebody is upset, when somebody is distressed, when somebody is depressed, anxious, etc., etc., literally the quality of blood deteriorates. And that is so, so, so important. Why? Because it is blood that is going and feeding each and every cell of our system. Any cell in our body which is not getting a blood supply literally dies. So if that supply, physical or energetic supply, is not clean, you can imagine what it does. So it also, of course, your good mental health it affects your capacity to make good decisions. It will influence the choices, how you relate to yourself, how you relate to others. And like I said, we will talk about mental health versus mental illness. So essentially, mental health is something that is a positive state of well being. It serves as a resource to handle life in a good manner, right? And mental illness is patterns or changes in our thinking, in our feeling, in our behaviors, which causes a disruption or distress to a person that actually ends up affecting our daily functionality. So we are not able to do our daily activities in the normal this thing. So in essence, mental health is about having a positive functioning mindset in all aspects of your life, and mental illness is a condition that will negatively affect the person's ability to deal with life. Okay, very clear. Now I hope it's very clear. All right, but let's talk about the energy perspective for a moment. So, like I said, most of us here are from the school of energy. So, we know that we have an energy body, and the energy body affects our physical body. We say energy follows thought, right? If you are very happy, your energy body is comparatively cleaner, but not just cleaner, comparatively, let's say the container is fuller. When you are unhappy, when you have a lot of negative thoughts, then what happens is the energy container develops cracks and holes. Now, if your energy container develops cracks and holes, what will happen? You will lose energy. So no matter how much you're sleeping, you wake up tired. No matter how much food you're eating, of course, food is a source of energy. Even if you're eating the most sattvic diet, but your mind is not healthy, the sattvic diet is not going to do much. It'll only help to a certain extent. You constantly cultivate the incorrect this thing. So, in fact, if you look at this picture, I'm just going to share my screen again. 1 second. Oopsie. Please let me know when you can see my screen. So if you look at this picture, if we are in a ball of energy, okay, you can see there are different types of things floating in that aura that we call the energy body, we call it the aura. Now, the lighter, happier thoughts they are lighter. So they stay in the upper aura more. The heavier thoughts stay in the lower aura more because they just sink. Okay. And in pranic healing, we say or in any energy school, actually, we say like energy attracts like energy, which means what? That what you have in your container, in your energy container, is what you will tend to attract more. So, someone who has an unhealthy mind, the first thing that happens is their aura and their energy centers get filled with those unhealthy thoughts. And those unhealthy thoughts, it becomes like a vicious cycle. It starts attracting more and more of those unhealthy thoughts. So your perspective and your way of looking at things changes. So you seen people who wake up in the morning full of purpose, full of happiness, and they go and say, or if you're like that, you go and say good morning to someone, and the other person says, what's so good about it? And you say that to someone else, and that person will say, yeah, good morning, how are you? So it's what your energy centers are full of, they will attract a lot more of that. Okay. And I don't know how it was calculated, but someone apparently calculated and said that the human mind generates about 60,000 thoughts per day. Now, what is the quality of those 60,000 thoughts every day? Some are good, some are not so good, some are very good, some are not so really, really terrible. So, whatever we are generating from our mind is the energy we are constantly pulling into a thing. Now, if you're pulling that into your system, it becomes tougher and tougher to get out of it without external help sometimes. And that is where you can actually start understanding and using the science of pranic healing or the let's say prana to heal those things. So a lot of times when you learn the techniques that are taught in pranic healing, you can manage on your own, but sometimes you still need external help. Now, how many of us have done the classes, but we still need external help? We all go through it. Sometimes you just need that external help, which is okay. So depending on the quality of thoughts we create, we pull in more and more. So one good question to ask yourself when you want to stay healthy mentally is, what is it that I want to attract towards myself compared to what is the current quality of my thinking? So if I'm thinking 10 thoughts, how many of those 10 thoughts are positive? How many of those 10 thoughts are negative? How many are neutral? There are also neutral thoughts. You can have positive, negative, and neutral thoughts. So you have to just think about that. Now, what exactly is prana? And how do we use this prana to heal the mind? So those of you who've done pranic healing, you know it. Prana is the life force that actually keeps us alive. And it is prana which will influence our physical, emotional, mental states, right? Any blockages in the prana or in the flow of pranic energy will impact our mental health, emotional health, and also physical health, obviously. Now, how do these blockages occur? So, for example, if somebody is very stressed, it starts accumulating a certain kind of energy. And like I said, when you saw that picture, negative thought forms, negative energies are usually grosser, heavier. So they don't, so think about slushy water compared to clean water. Which will flow easier through the pipe? Obvious answer, the clean water. So if our aura and energy or the prana circulating within our body is slushy, it will flow, but it will be erratic flow. And some places it will start sticking. And where it starts sticking, it will start causing imbalances and blockages. Okay. So there is this big interconnection, you can say, of the mind and the energy system or the pranic system within our energy body. Okay. So the flow and quality of prana is decided by the quality of our thoughts to a large extent. That is why, for example, have you heard of people who just practice laughter therapy? You look at a child. The child laughs in the day like how many times? And how does a child laugh? Like this? No. They laugh really open heartedly. As you become adults, we forget that laughter. So, another question you have to ask yourself every day is, how often do I laugh? Really laugh with happiness from my heart. Now, what that does is the energy center, we have different energy centers. So, the energy center is the heart that brings in that happiness. And when the heart energy center is really nice and open, it actually affects our ability to absorb fresh prana and to release the dirty, stuck prana from our life. So, how many times have you felt that actually, when you are happy, your body feels lighter? And actually, when you're sad or irritated or bugged, your body feels more lethargic, heavier. So, to bring in good quality prana, one of the things you have to ask yourself, do I laugh every day? And you don't have to laugh with other people, you can be laughing yourself. I know that one of the acharyas in the school, he used to be very, very serious. He shared this story with us. And, Master Choa one day invited him over to his office and handed him 2 joke books. And he said, go read them, learn to laugh. You're too serious. And today he's one of the funniest. I mean, you attend his workshops, he really makes us laugh. In fact, all the instructors who are really good instructors, anybody, in fact, if you see any speaker who can make you laugh, will be popular. Because when the audience or when anyone laughs, what happens? There is joy. When there is joy, the heart opens. When the heart opens, the other center, which I think most of you know, the solar plexus center, which is right in the solar plexus area of your body, that gets cleansed. So that is why you have these schools which do laughter therapy, or you see these RSS guys in the morning who, after they exercise, they throw their hands up and go ha 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 ha. Because actually, the moment you do that, the heart center opens. So you can actually laugh, or you can at least try to pretend to laugh. And if you do it long enough, you will actually laugh. And that is one of the best ways of bringing in good pranic energy into your body, which will affect your mental state. So, in our school, we speak about various energy centers, 11 of them. In most schools, they talk about only 7. In our school, we speak about 11. And if you see where my pointer is, right in the center of this area is your solar plexus center, which starts accumulating all the stress, all the anxiety, all the fears. And the heart center just above it is the one that will help you get rid of them. So, actually, the moment you make your heart center open, there are different ways you can open up your heart center. And one of the easiest ones is laughing. The other one is giving generously, happily to others. The moment you open your heart center, it becomes easier to clean up the solar plexus center. And therefore, the quality of energy also, when the heart center is open, changes. The heart actually has this beautiful golden pink energy. Those of you who've done our psychotherapy class know what is golden pink energy and what are the effects of having a lot of golden pink prana in your body. So, prana, there are different types of prana. Just before this, I'd asked you the question, what is prana? There are different types of prana. We get prana from our surroundings. We get it from the air, we get it from the sun, we get it from the ground, we get it from plants around us. But those of you who've done the advanced prana healing class, you understand that even prana, there are, different color pranas, and each color prana has a different effect and on our body. So the heart center really has this beautiful golden pink energy, which has this effect of creating a lot of peace and calmness in the body. It has a effect of creating a lot of happiness in the body. And when you are filled with a lot of happiness, peace, and calmness, it becomes easier to clean up the solar plexus center and change the quality of the energy coming to our solar plexus center. The solar plexus center is like a clearing house for the body. It cleans the energy from all over the body, from the upper centers, the lower centers. Okay. So the moment the heart opens, the moment you're laughing, happy, whatever, you bring in a lot more of that golden pink energy. Golden pink energy is also a lot of love. And a person who has a lot of love inside them, um, it's tougher for them to get, what do you say, get a negative mindset. Okay, because the love energy will overcome the others. So actually, even the different types of energy that are there, again, those of you who've done pranic healing will know that the heart center can only absorb positive energy. In the face of negative energy, the heart center just shuts. And that is why we tell a person, this is a hard-hearted person. He or she is insensitive. because sensitivity is a function of our heart center. Okay, so laughing is great. Now, when we have energy imbalances, they will create an effect on all the systems. No, your mental, emotional, physical, and even spiritual, all these areas of your life, work life, everything will get affected. So if you have a lot of stress energy, anxiety energy, feeling low, all that, then it will result in relationship issues, financial issues, etc., etc. So what do you do? Like I said, a very common picture of many people these days is this, and I think everyone here has seen this picture of an unclean aura. So you have to see how clean is my aura, right? So to keep your aura clean, there are certain very simple techniques. One of the easiest ones, can anyone guess one of the easiest techniques to bring in, I've already told you one, good open-hearted laughter every day. Another very, very easy technique, which is
Salt.
okay, there's a salt water bath. Great, that's coming definitely
Breathing,
from a pranic healer.
breathing, pranic
Yes,
breathing. Pranic
breath
breathing.
work, breath work, breath work. So it is so simple, yet, and without breath, we are not alive. So the easiest technique that you can ensure that you're getting good, clean prana is to do some kind of yogic breathing. In pranic healing, we teach pranic breathing, but there are so many different types of pranayam, and that is why pranayam is so popular. Now, if you're a pranic healer, you follow the pranic breathing techniques that are taught to you, which really are short, very effective. You don't need to practice for a very long time. But even if you're not a pranic healer, you choose some kind of yogic breathing pattern, the correct yogic breathing pattern. First and foremost, you have to learn to do diaphragmatic breathing, which means that you have to breathe through, literally your stomach has to come out as you breathe in and your stomach has to go out. So your diaphragm has to be relaxed. Now, what happens with people who have a lot of stress, and from the point of view of posture therapy, I can't help but notice it's literally, you can say, a side effect of modern lifestyle today, with people hunching over their desks, with people always constantly hunching over their phones. What do you think it's causing? Which area do you think is getting tight? The solar plexus area. And their diaphragm becomes tight. So some of these people, even if they want to do deep breathing, they can't. Because of that constant hunched posture, the diaphragm, which is a muscle, just becomes tight. So you need to actually do some exercises, physical exercises that actually go opposite the hunching posture. So, one of my most common in the yoga, this thing, they have the fish pose. Anyone knows the fish pose? Do you know the fish pose? So you actually lie over a bolster. You put a bolster on the middle, if you can do it physically. If you have physical issues, then please, uh, watch out. This is just general advice. It's not medical advice. So if you have specific ailments, then you need to check it. But simply by lying down in the fish posture, you put a nice, comfortable cushion or bolster just under your middle back. Uh, Yes, yes, yes. So you just put a bolster or a couple of cushions there and lie down like that for some time with you. You can have your head supported, but basically you're doing, especially this is for more people who are constantly hunching over their desks and working things. So just by doing that, what happens is the diaphragmatic muscle, it gets stretched because normally it is tight. And that hampers your ability to do proper pranayam. And if you can't do proper pranayam, you're not bringing in good pranic energy into your system. Make sense? So just by doing that, maybe 2 minutes, you start with 30 seconds, you start with 1 minute, increase it to a little more. And then you do stretching exercises and you do, the upper body twist and things like that properly, trying to reach the last end range of your motion and not just doing it half-heartedly. That will loosen up your diaphragm. And once your diaphragm is loosened up, you do your pranayam. And another thing that you should do in your pranayam is really see how much is your breath whole time. I did a whole workshop on breath work. I think it was a free workshop we did with Prana World. If you can get hold of the recording, you can, check on that. But you have to really check your breath whole time. Most people, I am surprised, the normal breath hold time is minimum is 40 seconds. And how do you check your breath whole time? You have to inhale and exhale completely, and then see how long can you hold the exhale before you can come back to a normal breathing pattern. So you understand? Would you like to do it now? If some of you have a seconds clock, that will actually tell you your lung capacity, and in many cases it is related to a tight diaphragm. And like I said, if you can't breathe in properly, you're not getting enough prana. If you're not getting enough prana, you don't have enough energy to flush out the negativity. As long as you can keep your flow, energetic flow clean, it will actually, you will see how relaxed the mind becomes when you're able to do just simple deep breathing. So how many of you would like to try it?
Yes, we would like to.
Okay, so I'm going to put a timer for a minute, but here's what you're going to do. Oh, I have to share my screen. I keep forgetting, sorry. So here's what you're going to do. I'm going to just put a timer. You're going to exhale completely. So I'm going to get the timer. Oh, are you able to still see my screen or no?
Yes, we can see.
Oh, I can't see my own screen. Why is that?
We can see it.
Anyway, I'm going to let me just stop share and then try again. Give me a moment, please, okay? I'm going to, like I said, create, I don't know what's happening. It's not letting me create the timer. Give me a moment, sorry. That. Oh, yes, I got the timer. Let me share now. Tech stuff never ceases to amaze me, always. So many years. I've been using Zoom, I think, even before it became popular in the COVID time since 2016, but there are so many changes that, okay, can you see my screen now? Good.
Yes, yes,
Here's
yes.
what we're going to do. I'm going to start the timer. By the time, first you have to just do a regular inhale and exhale and understand what you have to do to check your breath whole time. You have to inhale, exhale completely, and then you have to hold your breath. Actually hold your breath. So block your nose. Don't do it lightly and don't think you're holding your breath just like that. You have to actually block your nose, close your mouth, and hold your breath till the time when you release, you're able to breathe normally. You don't hold your breath till the time you start getting blue and you go, no, that is not your breath hold time. Okay, that will be, so breath hold time is checked when you completely exhale, hold your breath. And when you leave, you're able to breathe again normally like I'm talking to you right now. Is that clear? Okay, so please inhale, exhale completely, hold your breath and check. All right. How How many of you got 1 minute? 55 seconds, 50 seconds, 45 seconds, 40 seconds, 40 seconds? Okay, you
No.
can write your this thing. 30. Okay, put it in the chat. Okay, good. Anyone got under 20? If it is under 20,
It is
then
bad.
you are grossly compromised. What we consider bare minimum normal breath hold time is 40 seconds. That actually should tell you that you have to check either your diaphragm is not, that's one indication that your diaphragm may be tight. Your lungs have some issue, you're not able to, or you're doing chest breathing or whatever. 40 seconds is minimum. My scuba diving colleagues, some of them were able to hold their breath for 4 to 5 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, 4 to 5 minutes. Their pranic energy levels are way, way higher even than mine. I can barely do, mine wavers between 45 seconds to 1 minute. I've not gone beyond a minute, but easily. So it's not, I mean, if you keep holding it longer, you can stretch it, but that's not the idea. You just start feeling the initial air hunger. And then you hold on a little longer. And when you release, you should be able to, like I said, breathe daily. So there are techniques that can help you increase your breath hold time. And I spoke about them in the pranic, in the breathwork workshop. But even if you practice the pranic breathing techniques, those of you who've done the pranic healing workshops, if you practice your yogic breathing techniques, the other ones, you will slowly see that this breath hold time over a period of time will start getting better and better and better. And to get it even better, like I said, stretch your diaphragm. It's a simple thing that many people just forget. So breathwork is one way of making sure you get enough prana into the body, and that can help you clear your mind. Because as your energy body gets cleansed, when you do proper breath work, if you do proper breathing, it automatically brings in fresh prana into the body, and the fresh prana automatically helps push out or flush out rather the old prana. It actually cleanses your solar plexus area. So laughing, breath work, and then of course somebody already mentioned it, the meditation on twin hearts, which all of you, I think most of you know. Those of you who don't know the meditation on twin hearts, it's the basis of our school. It's literally the basis of anything that we do in our school, you know. So you basically do breathing with awareness. Then you have to maintain a daily energy hygiene. So you do your energy cleansing using the salt bath. You have to exercise. Then you practice the meditation on twin hearts. And of course, you can, those of you who've learned pranic healing, you clean your aura every day. You clean your energy body every day, and then you energize it every day. Okay. So the meditation on twin hearts, of course, works on the heart center, the crown center, the solar plexus center gets cleansed. The purpose is to promote more peace and calmness. If you do meditation on twin hearts regularly, the ability of the body also to absorb prana will increase. Okay. And I'm not going to talk much about the twin hearts. Anyone who's not learned the twin hearts here is welcome to join us, or go to the worldpranichealing.com, or just Google twin hearts meditation online. You'll get an online free meditation. You can practice it. I do it every Monday and Friday at 7:30 a.m. It's open to all. Anybody above the age of 16 can join in. And I think on the World Pranic Healing website, literally from 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock in the evening, somebody or the other is holding a free meditation session. So you can always go there. So the idea is, if you want to keep your mind body equilibrium and the mind healthy, you have to bring in more amounts of clean prana into the body. And you have to do techniques that help you flush out the old prana and release it. Those will include physical exercises, making sure, like I said, the diaphragm is not tight, for example. It will, when you do physical exercises, you sweat. When you sweat, you perspire, you release used up energy. Have you noticed you feel better usually if you've exercised? Then you have to practice conscious awareness. You have to be aware of the quality of thoughts in your mind every day. Now, if you keep getting assailed with negative thoughts, there are other techniques. You can write and burn. That's a very common psychotherapy technique, that you can write and burn your negative thoughts. Don't keep them. Journaling is a great habit. I came across so many patients recently who do journaling, but guess what they journal about?
Negative.
And then they keep it, and then they read it again and again and again and again. So what is that doing? It is re-energizing the negative. What you're supposed to do in journaling is you write about your blessings. You can write about your problems as well. Keep the blessings. Tear up the problems. Just tear them up. And then when you come back to your diary, what are you supposed to reread and energize? Your blessings, your gratitude, things you're grateful for. That will bring in that energy. So these are simple habits. You have to be conscious of your thinking processes. Write it down. By all means, when you're journaling, when you're writing, write down whatever comes. जैसे हिंदी में कहते हैं पूरा भड़ास निकाल दो paper पे. But then don't keep that paper. Tear it up, flush it away, burn it. What you must keep is the good things. So you have to have your happiness jar, but not the problem jar. That has to be actually torn away. Otherwise, you'll keep inviting more and more problems. So you can use techniques like that. You can use deep pranic breathing. You can use the salt water bath, like someone said, and meditation. As you do that, your pranic energy levels go up. The quality of prana in your body is better. Of course, if you are able to live in nature, clean air and clean areas like where Archana is, she's got a beautiful house. It's one of the most beautiful houses I've visited. And Archana, if I've come to Shimla, I'm definitely coming again. But if you are lucky like that, great. If not, you have to create it. You have to get out. Master would say, get out of the city every 2 months. Give yourself the reason to get out and go to a place, not again, which is again crowded and full of technology and your cell phone. Take a break from all of that. Go there and recharge yourself. You need to unplug to replug to yourself in a sense, and you know that. So that's it. Those are the simple things.
Nina, can I ask one thing? Like
Yes,
you
please.
said, to clean your aura, you need to clean your aura. Can general sweeping be one of the ways to clean the
Those
aura
are techniques that are taught in pranic healing. So of course you can do general sweeping. How
and
much general
energize
sweeping
the
will you
aura
do?
by?
You can do general sweeping as much as required, but the
No, and
easier
how do you
techniques are to do
energize the
regular
aura?
breathing. Sorry?
How do we energize the aura?
Breathing.
Breathing. Okay. Thank you.
Breathing. And there are so many other techniques taught. When you do pranic psychotherapy, you can actually disintegrate the negative thoughts using the psychotherapy techniques, which I can't
Yes.
speak here because this is an open forum and I
Yeah,
do
yeah,
according to
I got
everyone.
it.
But you literally learn techniques to disintegrate every type of negative thought in your system.
Yes.
And it's so easy. It's really not that difficult. So
Mm.
the thing is, the teaching is easy. What is difficult is practicing it.
Practice. Yeah.
Getting yourself to be disciplined enough to practice the teaching. That's all. How difficult is it to practice pranayam for 2 minutes every day, 3 times a day? Not very difficult. Still, I know the majority of pranic healers who know it also will not do it. So I think I sound like a stuck record on some things.
No, no.
Pranayam or pranic breathing 3 times a day, why aren't you doing it? It's simple like that. So as long as you are aware and you can practice, this knowledge, most of us know. Actually, I'm not teaching you anything new. This session was meant to be just like a reminder. And if you've not done pranic healing, a reminder also that there are very simple techniques taught in these classes. They're really, really simple. Probably the simplest I've learned anywhere or whatever I've read. I'm a voracious reader. It's the simplest thing to do. But yes, the challenge in anything is the discipline of doing it daily. And there, I think it helps to be part of a community. Okay. So that's it from my side. I hope
Thank
it
you. It was wonderful. Awesome.
useful reminders for all of us. Those of you who had a breath time of less than 20 seconds or even 20, 25 seconds, please
Yeah.
work on your breath work. do some exercises that will help you get better lung capacity. Now, when you do your breath work, if someone's messaged me, but if I have a damaged lung, as you do your breath work, and I hope you're a pranic healer, you will be able to regenerate the lung. In pranic healing, in the advanced pranic healing workshop, you learn how to regenerate tissues in the body. And I speak from experience. It can be done. So there was a time when I had a lung infection, and the doctors had told me that it will leave some of my lung tissue damaged. I recovered from that infection completely, and when I got my investigation done, as good as new, no damage at all. So just by doing breath work and by using the techniques given in pranic healing, you won't have to have that. So even if you have lung tissue damage, most cases I would say should be able to regenerate it. But then if you're not a pranic healer, you must learn. If you're a pranic healer, then you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so thank you everyone. I wish
Now we
you,
really love you.
I love you back. Thank you.
God, oh God, you're
So
so
I
good.
hope this is just a reminder of the simple things that you can do. It's a reminder to laugh more. Uh, do that laughing. I find a way to laugh. Read comic books if you have to. Read comic movie. Watch comic movies, not read comic movies. Sorry, if you have to, and just find the humor in practically everything in your life, and that will help. And then do your, simple activities. Make them a part of your life. All right. So we have a healing camp that is happening all across India and Nepal. World Pranic Healing has organized a healing camp across literally the whole country. And if you're in any city where there are pranic healing centers, they're holding these free healing camps tomorrow and day after. Invite your family and friends who are not pranic healers. Take them, let them experience the magic of pranic healing. Okay. And that is a lot of good karma, because if you help someone, you get helped yourself. Okay. So we have it at our center in Sector 105, Noida. If you know people in this area, please ask them to come. We'll be happy to heal. It's a free healing camp. And yeah, we'll take up, especially for mental issues. If somebody is stressed, struggling with stress, sad, depressed, whatever, we will give them a one-on-one session tomorrow. Okay. Tomorrow and day after both. So just have to take up an appointment so that there's not a lot of waiting. That'll be better. But anyway, we'll be there. So find a center near you and hopefully take someone who needs it. Take them there. All right. Let's
Thank
do a
you,
close.
Nina. Thank you.
Let's
Nina, do we have any center in Shimla?
please open one. I'll come more often then.
Come over and we'll do it.
I can't
Come.
leave here right now because I have a
Yeah.
reading. You've seen my center here. You came.
Uh,
Oh, you have
uh,
to come and check your reading again, Archana.
reading
And how's
again,
your
yeah.
eye work going?
Eye is good, नीना अभी तो बिल्कुल ठीक है और वो that spec is वो specs जो हमने hole वाला लिया था that is also nice.
Wonderful. Okay, good. You saw the eye session, right?
Yeah, I saw
Let me
that.
do a closing.
So,
I'll chat with you in a moment. Let me just do a closing.
Yes.
yeah.
So those who want to leave can leave. To the Divine Supreme God, we thank you for bringing us all together. Thank you for the presence of technology that allows us to connect. Thank you for the teachings of a great teacher, which help us understand simple truths. Thank you for also blessing us with due diligence, due awareness, and the willingness to do our work to maintain good mental health, physical health, emotional health. Thank you for blessing us all with prosperity, abundance, lots of happiness, lots of joy. With thanks and in full faith, so be it. Thank you everyone who joined in. I'm going to stop the recording here and then I'm going to chat with a few people.